Hi, what's up everyone? I am GCROCK and welcome to the video. Today I want to discuss Seasons 2.0. Since this was announced at Ubisoft Forward, I've seen a lot of negativity around this. I've seen a lot of statements made that just aren't true, and I just don't think people fully understand it. Now, I'm going to go over today exactly what Seasons 2.0 is. The people that are negative about this are very tunnel visioned on the fact that we're starting new characters. In my stream just last night, I did a super long stream, and I think I streamed like 18 hours. And the thing that exhausted me most was explaining this over and over again. I had things in my chat like, I am shade level 8,000. Why should I lose all that? Why should I start again on a Division 2 after being so long in the game? You know, we've been going for 5 years. Why are you making me start again? There's all sorts of things like this, which is just incorrect. You just don't fully understand what Seasons 2.0 is. So let me explain it to you as best as I can in this video, and hopefully you're just more informed then, and you'll understand what it is. You are not having to start again. You are not losing your main characters, I assure you. First things first, when does the season revamp happen? A lot of people are asking yesterday in stream, why was I not on a new character, a new seasonal character? This was because it's not live yet. Season 1, which went live yesterday, was to bring in the new one endgame, as we can see on this roadmap. That's about making level 30 and level 40 into one, bringing level 30 to 40 to create just one endgame for everybody, with all content available to everybody, apart from the Warlords of New York map, which is still the expansion. You need to buy that if you want to have the New York map. Season 2, which will start, I think, in about October, judging by the timelines of the seasons, will be the Seasons 2.0 revamp. That's when we're going to get what they discussed at Ubisoft Forward with the seasonal character. Then, as we go into 2025 and Season 3, we're going to get the new story DLC, along with updated player expression. So this is going to be about January, February time, I imagine, without any more delays. Now, I just want to go to this Year 6, The Division, The Road Ahead article that they put out on the Ubisoft website. It explains it in a paragraph here called Seasons 2.0. Let me just read this to you, and I'm going to explain exactly what this is. Now, seasons were introduced to the Division 2 in March 2020 with the release of Warlords of New York. They have become a key aspect of the endgame, yielding positive results that have strengthened player engagement. However, after 4 years, this model has reached its limit. We have gained valuable insights into what works and what doesn't, and with each new season, it has become a bit harder to bring novelty and surprises. To prepare for the game's future, we needed to reevaluate our season model, update it, and equip ourselves with the right tools to make each season truly unique. Seasons 2.0 will offer an exciting mix of new gameplay elements, new story, and rewards, all presented in a fresh way that allows for greater creativity and surprise. At the core of this new model is a major shift, the introduction of seasonal characters by focusing the season experience on new characters exclusively. We can create something unique each season with much more control over general balancing and player experience without being constrained by the legacy of each individual's existing characters. Each season is meant to be experienced from level 1, featuring a fully revamped and accelerated progression designed to swiftly guide players to the end game while gradually introducing all game mechanics to prepare them for level 40. Seasons will offer a flexible structure allowing players to progress in many ways, but also provide clear guidance with series of objectives and projects to accompany players through the progression journey. To create and maintain an ever-fresh experience, each season will introduce a new set of gameplay modifiers, enabling new playstyles and challenges that will require a re-evaluation of established strategies and builds. At the end of each season, all of your hard-earned XP and rewards will be transferred to your main characters, while seasonal characters will be added to your roster. Now, I'm going to admit this is a little bit vague because we don't really know what Seasons 2.0 is going to entail, but we do know that it's just the seasonal content. So let's just load up the game now. This is before Seasons 2.0. We're going to go into the Seasons menu. This is your seasonal content. We have a manhunt, which we're used to. This goes on every 4 weeks. We get a new stage to this manhunt. We basically do control points, we do some bounties, and we unlock some lore. We have the leagues, and we have the global events, and we have the apparel events. This stretches out across the whole season. It's been this way since Warlords of New York, as they mentioned. Now, I'm not too sure how much of this they're moving into the new seasonal character. I guess the worst case scenario is that they move it all into that. So if people don't want to create this seasonal character, then they're not going to have global events. They won't have leagues. They won't have the manhunt segment or anything else they decide to do with it. But this is what they're on about. They're not on about anything else. Now, I think the best case scenario is that they move the manhunt segment, the story segment, which is what they mentioned, over to the seasonal character, which means hopefully your main character will still have a season track like this without the manhunt and the story, but you'll still get your leagues and your global events and things like that. I think that'd be the best case scenario. Now, a lot of people also asked about the season track. Now, this is obviously seasonal content, but I don't see how this would just be stuck to your seasonal character. I'm guessing in other games that is what they do. I think a great play here would still be to allow players to grind this out however they want to. So if you buy the season track, at the minute, this is all just based on XP, right? I don't see why they'd change this part of it. They should still let us use our main characters to grind out XP and finish this off as quick as possible. I did it all on one day here. So if you want to do that, I'm hoping this will still be an option. Again, we're not entirely sure about this. This again could be tied to your seasonal character to lengthen the amount of time playing the game, I guess. But I imagine you could just grind this out in one day still, even if you do have to start the seasonal character. We're going to have to wait for all this sort of information. This is where we are unsure, but it is just this part of the game. So what I mean by that is you're not starting again. Yes, you're going to be starting a new character. You will not have to remove a character to start this new character. They have confirmed this. The seasonal character is completely separate to the characters that you have. It's going to be new and it'll be added to your roster at the end of every season, which means we're going to increase our character slots. I believe this has been confirmed on Twitter. So once you finish the season, you'll have new character slots where your seasonal character will take over and become a proper character, which means that's going to increase your inventory size as well, which a lot of people ask for. If that is the case, because each character has 150 items they can hold on them. So I imagine they'll probably introduce something like 4 more slots for seasonal characters that you're then going to have to manage. But again, we're going to have to wait and see for that. Now, one thing I am absolutely certain on, and this is just to answer all those questions about losing your shade level, not being able to play the game how you play it now. I just want to ask you, what do you do when you play the Division 2? Now, I might play raids. I help with raids in my community. I might help with incursions, play incursions. I might play some DZ. I might play some conflict. I might do open world farming to work on my shade level. There's so much I do on this game that isn't seasonal related, and all of that is still going to be done on your main character. So when Seasons 2.0 drops, if I want to go and help people with raids, I'm still going to help people with raids. If I still want to play incursions, I'm still going to play incursions. If I'm a legendary fan and I love taking on legendary missions, none of this is going to change. I'm still going to take on legendary missions and be able to do that. Now, the difference being is that the seasonal character is going to have all the new seasonal content. Again, questions are, all the gear, all the new weapons and things like that, is that going to be attached just to the new seasonal character? Are we going to have the rewards track so we still get all of that gear and weapons on our main from the get-go like it is now? We don't know that yet. What we do know is if it is all attached to your seasonal character, it's going to be a much more immersive experience. You're going to go through this new character, not at a pace of a normal pace. So you're not going to start from level 1 and going to take 24, 30, 40 hours to get to endgame. You're going to get to endgame very, very quickly. You're going to get all this gear quickly. You're going to be able to do whatever the new seasonal character does. There's going to be like a weekly scout. Instead of waiting 4 weeks now, there's going to be weekly activities. And you've also got the climax mission. When we get to the climax mission now, just like with the old seasons, you'll take on this climax mission and it's going to be fun. It's going to be like a new style of mission or whatever they do with it. Once you complete it for the first time, you'll then have a master difficulty as well. So they are introducing a master difficulty. At the end of the season, the climax mission will go to your legacy manhunts, and you can take this on with your normal characters as well. So yes, there's a lot of questions that need answering. They have a stream in August. They called it a special summer event. This will be just before, well, a couple of months before October when season 2 goes live, and I believe we're going to get a lot more information then on how this is going to work. But do not think your characters are going to be redundant. I promise you that is not the case. Whatever you really enjoy about the Division 2 now, besides from the seasons, you're still going to be able to enjoy. Their aim here is to make seasons more rewarding and more fun for the player. I have to admit, seasons have been quite terrible for a long time. The lore aspect has been great. In season 3 of year 5, I loved that whole system of like Kelso, chasing Kelso, finding out more story with the ending. It was brilliant. There's been some great lore, but they could do it a lot better, and I'm hoping Seasons 2.0 is their way of doing that. Here's a little bit of an idea of what I think they could do, and I'm not sure this could just, I take this as a flyaway comment. I get a lot of things wrong, but let's say we start a new seasonal character, and some of the modifiers are what brand sets you can use, what specializations you can use, what skills you can use even. You have then got other modifiers as well throughout the season, but you're limited to all those items, brand sets, gear sets, and it makes you play the game a little bit differently. You'll get to the end of the game, you'll have to strategize a little bit different because, I don't know, let's say Striker gear set is not available this season. Everybody uses Striker, right? So we're going to have to do something other than Striker to get to the end of this season. We're going to have to play about with the gear we got and enjoy the game in that aspect with everything they throw at us. When we reach endgame, we could challenge ourselves some more. We can go on a main character with our Striker builds and do raids and do incursions and do legendaries just like we normally do. Or we could maybe challenge ourselves with the seasonal content, do some seasonal raids, seasonal legendaries, or seasonal incursions with any modifiers that they have. I'm thinking along these lines myself, and as I said, there's still a lot of questions that need answering, but I hope this has given you a more clear indication of what Seasons 2.0 is. Yeah, we're creating new characters, but we're not being forced away from our main characters. We're not going to stop doing what we enjoy doing now. They're just trying to make Seasons so much more immersive and fun for us to play. Let me know if you've got any questions down in the video comments. Do post, let me know. And please just, my only suggestion before you judge this, just wait to see what we find out, because there's so many more questions that we've got. I think the only real downside about how they've done this is they've kind of just left all these overhanging questions. They haven't been really thorough with the information, probably because the one endgame was the first thing to come, and we're going to find out a lot more in August. Thank you so much for watching this. I hope this video has been beneficial for you today. Hit like, subscribe for more content, and until next time, make sure you take care and peace out.